right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Vision and Business Meeting of the Roosevelt Board of Education. All right, call to order. The time is now 7:05 p.m. We will now have a redetermination of quorum. Charlena H. Crouch, President, present. Mrs. Rose Cashier, First Vice President.
Present.
Mrs. Susan Gooding, Second Vice President.
Present.
Mrs. Belinda Monroe, Trustee.
Present.
Dr. Emily Moore, Trustee.
Present.
District Clerk, Ms. Noreen Green.
Present.
Superintendent, and we'd like to welcome you to your first board meeting, Dr. Deborah Wortham.
Thank you. Present.
All right, and we have Ms. Michelle Van Eycken,
Present.
Ms. Natisha McVeigh,
Present.
Mr. Michael Goldberg,
Present.
Dr. Shirley Martin.
Present.
Welcome, welcome everyone. And also with us this evening, we have our representatives who we're going to introduce to you shortly, who are going to do our audit presentation this evening. We apologize that we're running behind. We've been having technical difficulties as well as other board issues. At this time, we will now have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag of the United
States of America
and
and
to the
to the republic
for which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
and liberty and justice for all.
justice for all.
Thank you very much. We will now have the Star Spangled Banner by Mr. Matthew Ho.
All right. Okay.
My apologies.
All right.
Okay, board,
Very good.
my apology. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. We will now, I apologize, we skipped a very, very important item. May I please have a motion to reconvene into public session?
So move.
Moved by Belinda Monroe,
Second. Second.
second by, I'll give that to Susan Gooding. May I please have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are now in public session.
Hmm.
All right, I'm getting my agenda. Give me one moment, please. Okay, the next item on our agenda is our audit presentation. And with us this evening are Mr. Clement and Mr. Castillo from EFPR Group. They are our external auditors, and I will now give it over to them for the audit presentation.
Thank you very much. We are happy to present the audit findings and the scope of our work and the results of our work for the district's financial statements for the year ended June 30th, 2020. The audit report on your financial statements will be an unmodified, clean opinion, and your financial statements are in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, and there'll be a clean opinion on those financial statements. In internal control over financial reporting, we have not identified any material weaknesses over that very important internal control. Your financial reporting, again, resulted in a unmodified, clean opinion on your financial statements. Your internal control is assured that all the transactions were properly recorded in the proper year. And there's no significant deficiencies that we need to identify. We had one matter to discuss and disclose to the board. There was a non-compliance to the real property tax law 4% limitation on your unassigned fund balance. The district is at 7.4% of the prior year's tax levy, and that was all due because your expenses were down when you did your budget. Before you did your budget, you actually, had an appropriate fund balance, and then the last quarter results, because of COVID, actually your expenditures went under budget because of that, and that made your fund balance go up $6.7 million in your general fund. Management has discussed that and has presented a corrective action plan that will go to all involved. It was all basically because of the reduced expenditures due to COVID in the last quarter. We did audit two major federal programs, the Title I grants to local education agencies and the special education cluster. We audited the compliance with the federal rules. There were no material weaknesses in controls over compliance that we needed to report, nor were there any significant deficiencies that we needed to report to the board. We will be issuing a unmodified opinion on the district's compliance with all those rules and regulations regarding the two programs that we audited, and there were no findings that we needed to report. So all in all, it was a very, very good year for the district. The general fund balance went up $6.7 million. We have plenty of reserves going forward to meet the crisis that we're in right now regarding the additional expenditures that the district will be having to spend to comply with the COVID regulations. It's a very good year. Any questions? We will be needing a management representation letter. And we do have one issue outstanding right now. We need some communication from the district's attorney so we can finalize the audits. We'd like to make the October 15th, 2020 deadline. So if we can get board approval where we are right now, that'd be great.
Thank you very much. Board, are there any questions? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Clement
You're welcome.
and Mr. Castillo. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we vote?
Have a good rest of the meeting, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Green, I'm waiting for you. Are they gone? And Joy, I think that is it for you as well. Good evening.
Thank you.
You may need to help her, Ms. Green. All right, okay. All right, so we have our external audit report that we need to approve. Since there were no questions, board, I would ask that you would please refresh your agenda. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Everyone refresh?
Yes.
So we're going to item F, business, F1, external audit report. My apology. Okay, F1, may I please have a motion to approve?
So move.
Moved by Mrs. Susan Gooding,
Second.
second by Mrs. Belinda Monroe. I'll ask again if there are any questions. There are none, so may I please have a vote?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carried. Thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is H1, our superintendent's report. And so we will give it over. And again, say welcome to our Dr. Wortham, who
Yes.
will give her superintendent's report for the evening. I am going to share my screen for Dr. Wortham's report.
While you're sharing your screen, Ms. Crouch,
Yes, ma'am.
again, just let me thank the board for this opportunity to serve the Roosevelt Union Free School District. This is not something that I'm sure that you took lightly. Neither did I. And I am absolutely happy to serve again. And with that, our screen, but while I'm waiting for my screen, I will continue to say that I've had an awesome 4 days, and I've had an opportunity to visit all of the schools and to greet and restore relationships that will continue into the my tenure here in Roosevelt Union Free School District. So this looks good. Superintendent's report for
Give me one moment. I'm trying
Roosevelt.
to.
I could talk about Roosevelt forever. I have every sweatshirt, every shirt, every tote bag, every mug that I had from my first experience. And it was so good to be able to reuse.
Okay, Doc, we're ready.
All right, we are ready. And it is important for us on the following slide to start with our mission statement. Our mission statement: to educate the whole child, to excel, thereby ensuring achievement for all. And I will invite you to save or to cancel. As we know, next slide, our 5-point plan. It is important for us to have staff and students who are healthy, safe, supported, engaged, and challenged. When we talk about educating the whole child, this is exactly what we are making reference to, these 5 tenets. And it's amazing that the board has maintained the mission statement, because it meant that you were ready for COVID-19. Because in educating the whole child, the premier tenet is to be healthy and to be safe. So I congratulate the board. I salute you for maintaining educating the whole child, because it brought us right here to the present, where being healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually is what we need right now. Everyone is talking about social emotional learning, but the wisdom of this board maintaining the mission statement meant that we did not have to have an additional response or alter the mission statement to get us through COVID-19, because we're already focusing on being healthy and being safe. And then we can provide the necessary supports. We can engage our staff, our students, and we can challenge our young people and ourselves as we go into hybrid learning and remote learning. So this mission statement is appropriate for this point in time. Moving forward, we know that this is Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated between September 15th and October 15th. So we want to recognize the contributions, not only the contributions, but the culture that our Hispanic population renders to not only the Roosevelt Union Free School District, but to our United States. And we salute our staff and what you bring to make us stronger, better, and smarter. Thank you, students. We appreciate you. While we are giving salutes, we want to salute our principals. This is also National Principals Month. we salute 5 stellar leaders: Miss Hudson, Mr. Braswell. Miss Hudson is the fine principal of Ulysses Bias. Mr. Braswell is the principal of Washington Rose. Dr. Solomon, Centennial. Dr. Sumter, our middle school, and Mr. Spencer, our high school. We want to pause to say thank you for all that you do to keep making Roosevelt rise. Thank you so very much. As we move on, we want to talk about resetting Roosevelt. I'm just going to, great. I'm going to share with everyone an experience that I have hailed as the best experience in a long time. And that is the opportunity to participate in a retreat with the board, the Roosevelt Union Free School District Board of Education. At some point in August during the summer, on a weekend retreat, we were able to come together. And I tell you, I have conducted many retreats. I've participated in several retreats, but this retreat resulted in a return on investment that actually ended up launching this school year. And there was a word that came out of that retreat, and that word was reset. Reset. And it is with that word that I come forward tonight with what does reset look like? What does it mean? When we talk about resetting, we are actually endeavoring to share with our community and our staff, our students, the opportunity to recharge, to reinvigorate, to renew, redevelop. We can go back because we're still resetting, redevelop, reestablish, restore, retain, build those relationships, and have a revelation. Recess, refresh, restart, remediate, and we're doing all of this to receive our young people. Roosevelt is rising because the board has determined that now is the time to reset. We are recreating, and we have no other recourse but to serve the community and to serve our students. What does resetting mean for today? Well, moving forward, slide. We are taking the opportunity. The Roosevelt Union Free School District's goal is to engage with our community of parents, our teachers, and our learners to support our children academically while keeping them healthy and safe. Just as our mission statement said, our 5-point plan, we want our students to be healthy and safe. It is the promise of the district to renew the Rough Rider spirit in Roosevelt by resetting the atmosphere through reorganizing and sanitizing our district. For this reason, the Roosevelt Union Free School District will work remotely on tomorrow, Thursday, October 8th, and Friday, October 9th, to conduct a deep cleaning. And we're doing this in partnership with Belfour. Belfour, the corporation, is a restoration, disinfecting, and cleaning service. This district-wide work will, district-wide, the staff will work remotely from home during this time, while our facility staff will work in partnership with the Belfour team. At this time, we know that I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Michael Goldberg, our Assistant Superintendent for Finance, and he's going to share just a bit more information about resetting and our partnership with Belfour. Mr. Goldberg.
Thank you, Dr. Wortham. So I've had the pleasure of visiting all the buildings, and I walked the buildings with Belfour today. They were actually very impressed with our buildings and the facilities we have, and they're going to work in conjunction with us and our staff to provide professional development for our current facility staff and to do a full district cleaning starting tomorrow with all buildings at 6 a.m. We just, so you know, Belfour is a highly reputable company. We interviewed multiple other companies, and we came to the conclusion of Belfour because they do a lot of work with a lot of other districts on Long Island very successfully, and we are, you know, thrilled to be working with them in this endeavor.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Goldberg. And while I have you, the board, and the community, I want to salute you for the fine work that you have done. This is day 4 for me, and I am going public to say I appreciate the work that you do for this district. You heard the financial report, and I want to thank you for your participation in not only that, but your leadership in that endeavor. And so now you can see all of our administrators in their own buildings, and they are absolutely showcasing the readiness for the opening of school for our first cohort of students who will start on October 19th. And I just want to make sure that I identify the picture here of the uniforms. This showcase is in the high school. One of the finest showcases I think I've seen. They look like real Rough Riders. And I want to make sure that our young people know that we are looking for you, and you to show up and represent, to look just like these young people here, wearing your colors, wearing your uniforms from pre-K to 12. Everyone, I know you missed being in school so much so from March of earlier this year. Let's represent, let's come in loud and proud. Let's recognize the fact that we are Rough Riders, regardless of the grade that you are in. Wear your school uniform. And we want to thank the parents for your support in making sure your child comes to school prepared, mind, soul, and body, wearing that school uniform. And moving on, again, we are setting the atmosphere for our on-site hybrid learning. Phase 1 was our 100% remote learning, and we are on the forefront of our hybrid learning. And before that, October 8th and 9th, we will have 100% remote work for our staff. And to share more information about that, I will, moving forward, ask Ms. McVeigh, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, to share with us about the parent information and consent form. Ms. McVeigh.
Good evening. So we are hoping that for our parents, there will be some understanding related to a revisit of our parent preference form. On our district website, our parents can find in 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole, the parent consent form for parents to be able to select the mode of instruction for their young people beginning October 19th. We do know many of our parents have selected the model that they are interested in having their students safely participate in to begin instruction. There are some parents who have opted for 100% remote, and they still would like to retain that option. There are some parents who may like to change that option to hybrid. And we also too have some parents who have inquired about the hybrid option that would like to go into 100% remote. For that reason, we've reissued the survey with some clarifying points around how long This option of selection will last. So for our parents to note, we begin with the hybrid rotation of every other week, 50% of our student body, rotating weeks on October 19th. This will remain in place until the end of the semester, which is January 29th. So for any of our parents who are looking to either maintain the selected mode of educating their young person or to change that mode, we have reopened and reissued the parent information consent, the parent preference form to select the mode of operation. But we are asking that that form is completed by October 13th, which is this coming Tuesday, so that we are able to collect the necessary data to support the educational process of our young people. In addition, you will find that there's a parent information consent form that allows our parents as well as our students to have some conversation related to the guidelines for participating in video conferencing. So whether our students are going 100% remote or if they find themselves in the mode of operation for education that is hybrid weekly rotations, there are some guidelines that we would like for our young people to review with their parents and to agree to for participating in video conferencing. Once those two documents have been reviewed by our parents and also to resubmit it to the district, we will begin to roll out in more detail what that process looks like for educating our young people in an equitable manner, both synchronous and asynchronous. So we want our parents to trust that whether you opt for 100% remote, off-site home as your setting, or you're looking for hybrid rotations where our students have an opportunity to come back to school physically and in person, we want to guarantee that that educational process is going to be equitable, will be consistent, and will be the same. So the only difference, mom, dad, auntie, grandma, for guardianship at home is that you are selecting the setting in which you would like your young person to be educated. So with that, Dr. Wortham, I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you so very much, Ms. McVeigh. And we are looking for 100% participation from our parents. Thank you so very much. Moving on. I want to just put a teaser out there for our community. The board is extremely knowledgeable and aware about this process. And I want to let the community know to stay tuned for your opportunity to weigh in on our 5-year strategic academic plan. We know that the merit and worth of a GPS, you need to know where to go, what turns to make, and you know the consequences if you don't adhere to turning in the right direction. So therefore, the Roosevelt Union Free School District is endeavoring to solicit the support and the input of our staff, our students, and our community as we design, as we reset our 5-year strategic academic plan. We will start with our theory of action. That is our belief. This is our belief because of our theory, because of what we believe, then that's how we will perform. That's how we will conduct our business. And it will be built on several different pillars: high expectations for teaching and learning, a culture of safety and strong relationships with family, the results focused, collaborative professional learning, and data-driven, effective, and efficient systems. We will be effective and efficient in all that we do. Our goal is to be proficient in the arts, athletics, academics. And our theory of action, our strategic academic plan, will get us to the level of proficiency. So stay tuned. The board is looking forward to having you participate in our virtual planning process. Next slide. Which concludes my very first superintendent's report. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wortham. Well done. Wonderful, wonderful. And again, welcome back. We're so excited. That presentation was awesome. And we're even more excited after seeing it, as I'm certain the community is as well. At this time, and again, we want to also thank Mr. Goldberg for all of the wonderful work you did. As Dr. Wortham commended you, I want to thank you as well for stepping in and all of the time you have dedicated to helping with the facilities part, as we're looking forward to our new director who will be joining us in another 2 weeks. But we thank you for your time that you have devoted to our district.
Yes, thank you. Ms.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I know we brought this up last time in policy.
Is someone
Speaking?
They muted.
sure where that came from?
I think they muted.
Okay, great. All right, at this time, may I please have a motion to reconvene into executive session for
So
the
moved.
purposes of, one moment, for the purposes of discussing the employment of particular persons.
So moved.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Belinda Monroe, second by Susan Gooding. May I please have a vote?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carried. We are now in executive session. We thank you for joining us, community. We will come back out, but at that time, it will only be to adjourn our meeting for the evening.